Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So in today's video we will be talking about the aftercare of the pups. That is, once they have been moved, like in my previous video we had moved the pups in another pot. So what do we do after that? Now these are some of my propagations that I had kept in a plastic container. So we will be talking everything in this video. Now let me quickly show you something else. Now this is a leaf propagation that was accidentally added in this pot. Now I'm not able to take it out because it has already rooted and it is quite stiff in the soil, so I do not want to pull it out. But this is how a naturally dried mother leaf looks like. I hope it is visible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn on the light because it's going to be much more visible once we have the light. So I think this is much better. Now you can see this is the dried mother leaf. This is how the dried mother leaf tends to look like. So usually when the mother leaf is rotted, it is very soft, mushy, it turns dark in color. This one also tends to turn dark in color, but it is very dried. As you can see, it's completely dried. It looks like it has been completely sucked out of all the water and nutrients from the leaf. So in this case, I'm not much worried. I can leave the leaf like that and automatically the leaf will get detached from the pup. So here we do not need to pull it out. If this leaf was rotted, I would have pulled it out, but this is a regular case of naturally drying mother leaf. And you can see the rest of the pups. They are looking extremely beautiful. These are my Graptoveria ghosty that I had planted, just like how I have planted these. The same way these were also planted in this, and you can see they are doing extremely well. These were propagated long time back. This was cutting. This is Echeveria green rose. It was pup separation from the mother plant, and you can see that is doing quite well. These are my Seduverias. These were again propagated via leaves. Now I'm not very sure how long it has taken. It has taken probably I would say anywhere around 8 to 9 months. So this is how it tends to look like. And this is my Graptoveria marpin. It's doing extremely well. So we have Echeveria green rose, Graptoveria marpin, Graptocetum ghosty and Seduveria. So you can see a lot of different varieties in one container. Now if I'm going to talk about the care requirements, I would say that this receives a good amount of morning direct sunlight for around 4 to 5 hours, not more. It is not kept in direct afternoon sunlight, otherwise the leaves will get burnt. Even though they tend to look like adults, but they are still very fragile, so we cannot expose them to afternoon direct sunlight. So once your pups have reached to this size, you have to treat them like adults. Now the soil mix over here is again the same I tend to use. It's a very loose soil mix. There is no coco peat. Coco peat is only for propagation. When you tend to do propagations, we take a 50% coco peat and 50% of garden soil. But when the pups reach to this size, it has to be a regular soil mix which is loose, porous and well draining, and it should not have any traces of coco peat. Otherwise there is a high chance that the pups might get rotted, exactly how it is for adult succulents. We do not use coco peat for adult succulents. So you can see they are looking extremely beautiful. And I must say that it's such a rewarding thing to see when your pups reach to this size, because I'm sure all of you have gone through it. You know how difficult it is to propagate succulents via leaves, or even for that matter separating of the offsets. Even once they have reached a decent size, even after that there is a lot of hassle behind it. But once they have reached to this size, it's absolutely perfect. It's much smooth after this. Once they reach to this size, you do not need to give much care. Only thing you have to do is ensure that you are watering them, because they'll require a little bit more watering compared to our regular succulents, because they're still very small, they're still growing, so they need a little bit help from your side. So whenever the soil is 80 to 90% dry, you can go ahead and water it. Maintain a very slight moisture in the soil. That's the reason why I use a plastic pot, so that they can grow quite well. But again, I have to be extremely careful of this pot. Now if I want, I can repot them once again, but I do not want to do that. I do not want to disturb them, because majority of them are in their dormant stage. Even though they have a very slight growth, I would still not move them. But I have to be extremely careful that this pot does not come in contact with rain, because if it's going to rain, this is a plastic container, it will retain moisture, so I have to be extremely careful. So apart from that, they are looking very healthy. You will have to again do a routine check. Usually the smaller pups tend to get affected with mealybugs much faster compared to the adult succulents, so you have to be extremely careful. Check on your succulents probably once a week or once in 2 weeks, especially because this is little congested, but it's absolutely fine. I think probably I will repot them in winters. Right now they are going to be in this pot. Probably they will grow out. So the basic things that you need to remember for an aftercare for pups is that you need to maintain a very slight moisture. Give them the same soil mix that we use for our other succulents, which has to be loose, porous and well draining, and give them a good amount of morning sunlight. Probably 3 to 4 hours should be good enough. But again, if you are not very experienced with giving morning direct sunlight, then the best and the safest option is to keep them in indirect bright light. If you are going to keep them in indirect bright light, then you do not need to be worried. They will not get burnt. But yes, ensure that the water does not stay on the leaves, just water the soil. And in indirect bright light, you will be able to take care much better, because in this you do not need to be worried that the succulents will get burnt. So that's all about this video. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.